The movie opens from under a bed, where a strange woman walks into a little girl's room full of dolls. A moment later, she is sitting there crying beside the headless body of a little girl on the bed, but the reason behind this shocking scene is kept hidden for now. The story then shifts to Macy, who is spending time in a car with a little girl. Later, the girl's father, Chase, takes her to Aunt Sada's house and leaves her there. Macy is Chase's girlfriend, and Chase is a single father. Since they are heading out on a project trip, they drop the child off with her aunt first. Chase is also planning to propose to Macy during the trip, which has him nervous the whole time. At the same moment, Macy is on a call with her friend, talking about how badly she wants to marry Chase, but she is still unsure whether she can truly be a good stepmother. After dropping the girl off, Chase and Macy continue their journey and arrive at an isolated valley for hiking. Then the story snaps back to that mysterious woman, still sitting with the little girl's headless body in her lap. She picks up scissors and brutally cuts off the child's fingers, making it clear that something seriously twisted is going on. Meanwhile, Chase and Macy are walking toward a scenic overlook. At the same time, the woman carries the body into the forest and reaches an area packed with dolls. She sits beside a pit and throws the body inside. As Macy and Chase move deeper through the trees, Macy spots a doll hanging from a branch. Soon they find dolls everywhere and the sight is disturbing. Macy picks up 2 dolls and thinks they should take them home for Chase's daughter, but Chase feels something is very wrong with the place, so they leave the dolls behind and keep walking. The strange woman keeps acting unnaturally, and then the truth starts to show. Soon after, Chase and Macy reach the hiking spot, and Chase starts taking photos of Macy. That is when Dolly triggers a toy sound that catches both of their attention. Chase follows the eerie noise deeper into the forest and finds even more dolls. In the middle of them stands a giant doll, which is actually Dolly. Chase walks up to check on her, thinking she might be in trouble. But the second he touches her shoulder, she turns around and shocks him. Dolly makes creepy childlike sounds and behaves like a completely unhinged person. Chase tries to calm her down, but she suddenly attacks him, lifting him up and choking him in the air. He starts gasping for breath until she hurls him hard to the ground. Before he can recover, she returns with a shovel, drives it into his knee and breaks his leg. Chase screams in pain and cannot fight back. Then Dolly brings the shovel up toward his face and savagely tears his jaw apart. Macy enters the forest looking for Chase and reaches the same doll-covered area where the toy sound is coming from. Calling out for him, she keeps moving forward and panic starts building fast. Near the pit surrounded by dolls, she sees a headless body inside and freezes in shock. As she steps back, terrified, she bumps straight into Dolly, who is standing behind her with a bloody shovel. Macy screams, and when Dolly glances to the side, Macy follows her stare and sees Chase lying there brutally murdered. Frozen with fear, Macy bolts for help while Dolly slowly follows behind, dragging the shovel along the ground. Once Macy gets out of the forest, she takes a knife from Chase's bag and puts it in her pocket. Then she spots a ring inside the bag and remembers Chase. Right then, Dolly shows up near her again. Macy runs, trips, and falls unconscious. When she wakes up, Dolly is still there watching her closely. Macy shoves her away, but Dolly slaps her hard. Macy fights back and stabs Dolly with the knife from Chase's bag. In response, Dolly grabs her throat, lifts her into the air, and chokes her until she blacks out again. Dolly then carries Macy on her shoulder and walks off with her, eventually reaching a house. Now Macy wakes up inside a children's room, lying in a little kid's cot. The whole setup looks bizarre, but the strangest part is that Macy's dress and shoes have also been changed into childish clothes. When she finally wakes fully, she gets up and tries the door, but it is locked. Then she hears a man's voice calling her toward the wall. When she presses her ear against it, she realizes someone else is trapped in the room next door. The man tells her to find the keys, and explains that Dolly likes to play games all by herself. Macy is still trying to understand what that means when she suddenly hears footsteps. She quickly hides behind the cot. The door opens, but no one comes in and nobody is visible outside either. Macy asks what Dolly really wants. Then a baby cart rolls into the room with a doll inside it. Macy understands that Dolly wants to play, so she pushes the cart back out. A little later, the cart returns again, but this time the doll is lying face down. When Macy turns it over, she is horrified because the doll's face is completely ruined and disfigured. At that moment, Dolly appears nearby. Macy becomes so scared that she urinates in fear. Dolly notices, grabs Macy and takes her away. She carries Macy to a table, then brings out a diaper and a pacifier from a cupboard. Macy insists she does not need any of that, but Dolly ignores her and forces the pacifier into her mouth before making her wear the diaper. Night falls. In the forest, Chase is still lying there badly injured. He tries to stand, but his broken leg makes him collapse again. Back at the house, Dolly lifts Macy up like a child and places her on a chair. Then she begins giving first aid to the injury on Macy's forehead. While this is happening, Macy notices the ring in Dolly's hand. She asks for it back, but Dolly shuts her down with a threatening slap. When Dolly steps back, the knife Macy stabbed into her earlier shifts deeper. Dolly pulls it out and blood starts pouring. Weak from pain and blood loss, she drops to the floor and passes out. Macy tries to escape by throwing herself off the chair and running, but Dolly catches her fast and slams her to the ground. Then Dolly drags her back into the room, throws her onto the table, and starts beating her with a hunter whip. At the same time, Chase keeps crawling through the forest, refusing to give up even with his injuries. Back in the house, Dolly prepares some disgusting food and tries forcing Macy to eat it, but Macy spits it out. Dolly brings a feeder and tries to make her drink, but Macy spits that out too. That sends Dolly into a rage. Next, Dolly tries to breastfeed Macy, but Macy bites her, making Dolly bleed and scream in pain. Dolly falls and Macy uses the chance to escape. As she runs, Macy even tears off the diaper and throws it away. But before she can get out, she hears a voice from the locked room, the same imprisoned man from before. He tells her the keys are in the basement, hidden in a special place. Macy then heads to the room where Dolly had earlier cut the fingers off the dead body. Meanwhile, Dolly wakes up and comes in searching for Macy. But Macy is hiding behind the door with scissors ready in her hand. When Dolly kicks the bed aside, Macy attacks from behind and stabs her with the scissors before running off. Instead of escaping the house, Macy listens to the man and goes down into the basement to find the keys. Down there, dolls are scattered everywhere. A severed girl's head is lying nearby, and the keys are hanging around its neck. Macy takes the keys, but Dolly appears again and grabs her, throwing her back into the room. Dolly has torn Macy's ear and Macy is screaming in pain. Then Dolly calls her over to sit in her lap. Still crying, Macy notices the keys hanging around Dolly's neck, so she goes and sits in her lap. Dolly then stitches Macy's ear. Morning comes and meanwhile Chase is still crawling through the forest trying to survive. Macy had fallen asleep in Dolly's lap. When she wakes up, she quietly climbs down and carefully takes the keys hanging from Dolly's neck. Then she leaves the room and goes to the locked one, opening it up. Inside it is dark. The man inside tells her to pick up the flashlight on the floor. When Macy turns it on, she sees a man chained up there. Dolly has held him captive for months. Macy gives him the keys so he can unlock himself. As she looks around, she sees the room is filled with garbage and the walls are stained with blood. There is also another dead body in there. The chained man tells her the body belongs to his brother, whom Dolly killed right in front of him. Then, in a shocking turn, the same man Macy helped suddenly grabs her by the throat. Holding her tight, he forces her downstairs. Once downstairs, he starts calling Dolly baby girl and threatens to hurt Macy unless Dolly comes out. Even after shouting over and over, Dolly does not appear. Finally, the cruel man slashes Macy's face so her screams will bring Dolly out, and it works. Dolly comes down with a shovel in hand. The man uses Macy as a shield and forces Dolly to open the main door, but instead of leaving, he suddenly starts beating Dolly. His words make it clear that he is actually Dolly's brother. After their mother died, Dolly chained him in that room. While beating her, he angrily says the house still belongs to him. At that moment, Macy stabs him from behind with a knife. He turns toward her in rage, but Dolly rises behind him and thrusts her hand into his chest, punching a hole straight through it. He drops to the ground. Dolly finishes him off completely by smashing his face with the shovel. After killing her brother, Dolly grabs Macy by the hair, lifts her up and throws her onto a chair, ordering her to stay there. In a fury, Dolly begins smashing things around the room. During the chaos, Macy tries to escape, but Dolly catches her and starts choking her. Then Macy suddenly begins calling Dolly mommy. That seems to calm Dolly down a little. Macy keeps calling her mommy and eventually Dolly lets her go. Macy then says she loves her. Dolly reacts strangely to those words. When Macy moves toward the door again, Dolly lunges at her, but Macy dodges and the door breaks open. Right then, Chase finally reaches outside the house. With his mouth badly torn, he calls out Macy's name. The second Macy hears his voice, she does not hesitate and runs straight to the window, jumping out. Macy lands outside badly injured and rushes toward Chase. Dolly watches them through the window. Seeing Chase like that, Macy tries to help Chase stand, but Dolly arrives with her shovel. Macy moves toward her to stop her, but Dolly knocks her down with the shovel. To save Macy, Chase tries to distract Dolly and pull her attention onto himself. Dolly walks up to him and brutally tears his mouth wide open. Macy cannot save the man she loves and Chase dies right in front of her. Macy runs, but the memories of Chase and terrifying doll visions start haunting her. While fleeing, she accidentally ends up back in the same doll trap area. Dolly arrives there too. This time, Macy decides to fight back properly. In the struggle, she breaks Dolly's mask. Dolly turns away and her real face is finally exposed. Macy runs again, but after only a short distance, she falls into the same pit Dolly made. When Macy wakes up, she realizes she is trapped in the pit, surrounded by dolls. Dolly soon comes down after her and starts swinging the shovel at Macy, but Macy dodges the attacks. In a desperate move, Macy grabs the dead body lying in the pit and uses it as a shield. Dolly throws the shovel toward the body and then jumps into the pit. Macy throws the body at Dolly and quickly climbs out. Dolly puts the body back in place, but Macy attacks her with Dolly's own shovel, hitting her over and over until Dolly collapses in the pit. Macy then jumps back down and tries to take the ring from Dolly's hand. But Dolly grabs her hand instead. Macy kicks free and escapes the pit. Then she runs toward the road. On the road, a police officer is standing there. Macy runs toward him and crashes into him while trying to explain what Dolly is. The officer tells her to get into the car while he contacts the station to report that another doll killer case has surfaced. Just then, Dolly appears from the front with her shovel. Macy urgently tells the policeman to get in the car. But before he can do that, Dolly strikes him from behind with the shovel and brutally cuts off his head. Now Macy is the next target. Dolly starts playing with her in a creepy, childish way and even lifts the severed head to show it to her. Macy makes her hatred clear. In response, Dolly smashes the car windows with the shovel. But Macy quickly jumps into the driver's seat and drives the car straight into Dolly, slamming into her with the vehicle. Then Macy gets out, takes her ring back from Dolly's finger, and drives away from that cursed valley as fast as she can. At last, she laughs with relief, realizing she has escaped Dolly's deadly trap and survived. And that is where this terrifying thriller ends. Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe, like, and share for more wild stories like this.